Good evening, SBC, SBCC, BSL, all points in between, above, and around about. Good evening. This is the April 13th edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. My name is Mike W., and we have joining us is Keena from Mississippi, Steve from Antigua. We got Reginald Vodovoz here. He's going to break the bread of life with us this evening. And we got co-host extraordinaire Shannon. So we're glad to have everybody here today. How's everybody doing this evening?
Pretty good.
Great.
That's great. I'm glad to have everybody. We have everybody. Venus, glad to have you here. Regina, glad to have you here. Keisha, how you doing? Oh, Shannon, you're in the audience. Glad to have you here. Yeah, Rachel, glad to have you here, beautiful woman. Old Mike, how you doing, sir? And we got Jenna, we got Carla, we got Wanda. How you doing? All the way from Texas. We got Tiffany. How you doing? So glad to have everybody here this evening. So we won't waste too much time this evening. We'll get to the topic right now. Folks, being rejected is a bad thing, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Okay. It's a bad thing. You know, don't like being rejected, especially if it's someone you really interested in. You know, you're like, man, I would love to date that person. But then they go with someone else, hang out with them a few times or whatever, and things don't work out the way they thought it was going to be. The grass wasn't green on the other side as they thought it was going to be. So here they come back like a stray cat, like the prodigal son. They come back and say, hey, such and such, you know what? I knew you were a nice guy or a nice woman all along. You know what? Let's hang out for a little bit. Let's be friends. We don't talk much. Now, you can smell that a mile away. And that's insulting right there. Sometimes we call that the rebound. Sometimes, am I right? Or somebody correct me on that. I don't know.
Sloppy seconds.
Thank you. I like that. Yes. Things like that. And some of us may fall for it, like, hey, at least I got you. But I don't know. It's a pride thing with me, though. I don't know if I would like to deal with that. So, with all that said, today's topic, at least our first topic for the night is, have you ever been the lesser option? Have you ever been the lesser option? Who wants to tackle this first? We know what, Keena, since you gave us a little input, why don't you do it?
I think that being a lesser option is not a good area to be. It's not a good way to feel, but you're only a lesser option in their eyes. You have to build your own self up and says, you know what, that was just a protection that I didn't need to go down. And I've had this conversation with an ex of mine, and we've gone back and forth for years. And at this point, I just told him, I said, I'm tired. And when you get tired and I don't want to sound preachy, but when you come to know yourself, when you come to yourself, you will understand whose you are and that he has someone greater for you. But you got to get to that point where that self-esteem and self-affirmation to know that you're not lesser in anyone's eyes.
Absolutely. And well, who else want to go? Who else? Go ahead, Shannon.
I think I'm just going to piggyback off of her last statement. I think the reason why I was conflicted with this topic was because of the word lesser.
Mm.
The fact of the matter is that relationships just don't work out sometimes. That does not mean that you are lesser, or the person that you were with is lesser. That just means that maybe you are not the person for them that fits their aesthetic, and there is someone else who does. That does not make that person better than you. That doesn't make you lesser than them. That just means that there was someone else that was more compatible. That's it. And we go through this in life, period. You can be on a job that you just, okay, this is not for me, and you find something that is. You find something that's more compatible. It doesn't mean that one is better or lesser. It's just all about compatibility. And I think that's why I wrestled with this topic because I want us to not think of not working out as this horrible thing. It's not a bad thing. To me, it's a good thing, because if you're in a relationship with someone and that this is not the most compatible person for you, and say they find someone who is more compatible, then great. They did you a favor. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at it as anyone is less than anyone else. I just look at it as there was somebody else for this person, and that was not me. And that's okay, because that means that there's somebody else for me that's not him. And so I just move on. And I don't think of it as a bad thing. I just think of it as this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we're both free now to find people who are more compatible to what we need. That's it.
Go ahead.
Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
well, I should say all the time, rejection is could be God's way of closing that door. Okay, because He knows what that person's all about from the beginning to the end. And so, if they reject you, 9 times out of 10, down the road, you wind up thanking God they did reject you. Sometimes, it may feel good, but it ain't good. Everything that feels good to you ain't for you. And sometimes we try to put a round peg in a square hole. It don't work. And so if that door is closed, let it stay closed. It was closed for a reason. You was rejected for a reason. And so therefore, get back on the bus and ride some more. I think people make this thing more complicated than it needs to be, because feelings get involved. Well, what does feelings really represent? A momentary feeling, and sometimes it's not love, it's lust. Sometimes it's just the fact that you just want to have a man or have a woman on your shoulder. But that ain't good for you. Sugar ain't good for nobody, but it tastes good, ain't am I right?
Yeah, absolutely right.
Okay. So, if you've been rejected, thank God for the rejection and move on. Because, like I say, he done seen what he knows that person's about in the first doggone place. And he might have saved you a whole heartache of pain. Move on.
I hear you, teacher. But Steve?
Yeah, just everybody made wonderful points. It's more like somebody mentioned in the comments that once we value ourselves, we tend to see things differently, and as we get older and wiser, we see things differently too. It's more like you're you're in love or in lust with somebody
Mm.
and things are just not connecting, as Brother Red says, move on. Because you're going to try to make things happen and you're going to ignore all of the red flags and you're going to put yourself in way more trouble than you've ever expected. So, lesser option. Well, I can say for me right now that that position is not it is not existed. So, I think we need to get mature and understand that this life is way more simple than we see it. People are trying to make things way too complicated. So give yourself value. If it's no, it's no. Don't let that girl tell you, oh, let me think about it. Let what? If you're gonna start something, let's start something now. You know, what are you gonna think about? You know, yeah, I've had that. I've had that line said to me before. Hey, you know what? I think you're beautiful, and you're a good person, and I can see a future with you. Um, do you think we can? Let me think about it. You know what? You go ahead thinking. I'm gone.
And sometimes when they're thinking about it, they're probably doing some kind of comparison. Maybe. Y- But then again, I've been guilty of that as well back in my 20s. I was something else back then, though. So so I used to do that too. So
What's
and
wrong?
you go ahead,
What's
go
wrong with
ahead.
What's wrong with thinking about it? Because
Uh-oh.
sometimes you do need to think about it. You need to, weigh this person and see the value set, get to know people. You know, how many, the line that, it is a line that I think you are my one, you are my wife, and I just met you. I don't know you from Adam's house cat. Just, all in good time.
Yeah, that could be like the statement when you hear a person say, "We need to talk." Okay, nothing good comes behind that statement. We need to talk. Is not good news. Okay, so they say,
Never
"But I
good
got to
news.
think about it." It ain't good news.
Never. Never
Never.
good news.
It's yeah, either that or I just came from the doctor.
Yeah, that too.
Or you need to sit down.
You
or
are the father.
yeah, or you're such and such.
Not the pappy.
So and I like what Jenna says. She says people want definite answers nowadays. Well, I like straight answers. I don't really like people dancing around. Tell me. I know life isn't that simple, but if you can tell me yes or no, tell me yes or no. Just get straight to. I'm just a straight to the point person. Sometimes, that's just me. So, and when it comes to the lesser option, and that does have a bad connotation to it, though. But we'll just say you wasn't the first option. Does that sound better?
Or maybe you were the first
The
option,
main
but the first
option.
option just didn't work.
Yeah,
Mm.
You
that's
know,
right.
think about, especially for those who have been married, like for example, my ex and I, we did not work. We did not work. But now he's in a healthy marriage with someone else. They're going on, I think 8 years that they've been married, and they're doing just fine. She was the better fit for him. I was not. And I'm okay with that because that means that he was not the best fit for me.
Mm-hmm.
So someone else is a better fit for me. And that's how I look at it. I look at it all the way around the board.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas us not being together gives us both an opportunity to be with the people that we're supposed to be with.
Yes.
But had we forced it by staying together just for the sake of saying, oh, we're together, I mean, how would that have turned out? We would have been miserable.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, I was not his best option. He was not my best option, but neither one of us are lesser. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's just how I look at it. I look at it as whoever the best person for that person is, go for it. And sometimes, just like Reginald said, yes, feelings do get involved because you care. And you, especially when you've been in relationships for long periods of time. I know, Keena can attest to that. I can attest to that. When you've been in relationships for a long period of time, parting is hard. It is very hard. It's not always easy to do. But once you realize that, hey, I have to understand that this probably is not the best person for me. Maybe they were when I was this person, but we change over time. And if the relationship is not growing with our changing, perspectives, our growth, as humans, then what used to be what I consider the best option for me is not anymore. I'm not the same person. And we have to realize that, and just take it for what it is. Not to say that it won't be disappointing or it won't sting a bit, especially if it's been a significant amount of time. But at the end of the day, I deserve the best option for me. And so does he. And if we think about it as, we're still brothers and sisters in Christ, we still have to love each other. And I want what's best for him. He wants what's best for me. And unfortunately, we were not what was best for each other. You look at it like that. I think it's just easier to stomach. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am. We got you. We got you. And like Reginald says, it's like putting a square peg in a round hole. You can't force it to work, though. No matter how much you feel that you're in love with them, and it might be love, who knows? But if it's not going to work, well, guess what? It's not going to work. You can't put a 9-volt battery into something that takes AAA batteries. Might mess up your apparatus, though. And Jenna says those that are meant to be in our lives will remain rooted, whether there's a relationship or not. There's nothing wrong with genuine friendship. And go ahead.
I have a couple that I know that was married for 13 years. The wife comes home one day and tells the husband she no longer wants to be married. Now, the family prior to the engagement was totally against them getting married. They saw something in her that obviously he refused to see or didn't want to see. But they wasn't evenly yoked.
Mm-hmm.
That was not put in the Bible just for happenstance. Be ye evenly yoked means exactly what that means. You got to be compatible. You got to have things in common. You got to have similar goals, similar thoughts, similar desires. Because if you got somebody on a total opposite end, it's like trying to mix oil and vinegar. It ain't gonna work. I told a friend of mine, I said, marriage is like putting two pieces of wood together, but you're using cheap glue to bring them together. What's gonna happen eventually? That cheap glue is gonna separate because you didn't use the right stuff in the get-go. So therefore, if you're not compatible in the dating process, why would you take it any further than that? because you're looking for disaster. A 13-year relationship is gone because it wasn't together in the first place. But you don't waste 13 years of your life with this woman. Now she comes home and tells you she don't be married no more, and you got 4 kids. Sad.
Well, that's an interesting observation. And like Erica Joyce saying, just wasting time. And time is a valuable commodity, whether we believe that or not. Just as valuable as money, time is very valuable. And with that said about time, it's time for our next topic, y'all. And as you know, pet names in relationships. Yeah. Some people love them. Some people find them irritating. And then not only that, people don't like pet names when they're in a relationship with a person. Sometimes they definitely don't like pet names coming from someone else that they're not in a relationship, or just, what is it? Terms of endearment, or like you calling me my nickname, and we just known each other but 2 days though, and this could be just any type of relationship, platonic, workplace, and
or what should I say? They're more concerned about it than the men. The men, we're kind of like, it's okay. You can say babe, you can say hon, you can say whatever. But the women are like, don't call me that. You message. I've messaged in the group before. Like I've gone into the DMs like, hey, beautiful. And it's like, what did you just say? It's like I said something horrible. So, pet names, call me anything. Chocolate, whatever, hey babe, hey boo, hey whatever. I'm good. And I know most men are good. But the women, oh my God. Women make things difficult.
Okay. I think it is subjective because that baby from the right man hits differently.
Explain that.
If it's from the man that you want, thank you, babe. If it's from the man that you want and not the man that keeps texting you all day long, that you don't really want to fool with, but you don't know what to say, and he don't really know you like that, I mean, it's just that is the reality of the situation. If it's for the man or the woman that you want, that baby, that honey gonna hit a little bit differently. But I honestly think that pet names should be reserved for when you're actually in the courting phase, not to complete strangers. Like, hey, honey, hey, sweet thing, you know. And especially if I don't know you, if we're out in the street and you're like, hey, honey, I could just, it can go there and it can go left quickly. So just say, hey, how you doing? My name is so and so. There is nothing wrong with that. Give me your government name. That goes better than hey baby. But I'm just saying it is very subjective.
Wait, Latasha says in a relationship, that's great. But if you are a stranger trying to get my attention, please don't call me baby or sweetheart. If you want my attention, approach me like a woman, not cat calling a girl or a puppy. Go ahead.
I think sometimes it could also be cultural. Just like I saw someone put up there that she's from New Orleans, so everybody is sweetie, sugar, boo, honey, and it's accepted because that's a cultural thing. But I think the disdain for pet names is just a symptom and not really the disease itself. Like Kina said, it's subjective. A lot of people don't like it because, number one, they're trying to figure out, okay, what is your intention? Why are you leading with this? If you're coming into my inbox, why don't you just say, hi, how are you? Why does it have to be hi, sweetheart? Like, what do you want? And I think that's the angle that people look at things like, what is the intent behind you doing this? Now, me personally, doesn't bother me not one bit. And the reason why is because I probably am guilty of doing it. Because I call everybody sugar, boo, hey boo, how you doing? I do it all the time, don't I, Mike?
Why you have to call my name out like that?
I do. Don't I, Reggie Snacks? I do. This is just my language, But when I'm in a relationship, yes, I do use pet names. It doesn't bother me. I think, again, it depends on who's saying it, if those pet names are warranted or not, if you're interested in the person that's doing it. It's all subjective, like Kina said. And it's just a symptom. It's not really the disease for me. It's not. I've never seen anybody just like, oh, I absolutely hate pet names. There's always a reason behind it. You know what I'm saying? There's always something that it stems from. It's a trigger for whatever reason. But I love them. I don't really care.
But now, okay, now I don't mind pet names. I really don't.
You don't, boo?
Well, good night, y'all. No, we see y'all at the after party. No, but I hate it. This is what I do not like. Hey, Big Daddy. I hate that. Yes, I know I'm a man. I'm economy size. I know this, though. Don't remind me, though. I hate that right there.
But that one is not meant to be bad, though.
Still, it's irritating.
How about Big Zaddy? No? Okay.
Teddy bear?
Vita says, why is it high sexy? That tells me what you're looking for up front.
Not necessarily. Because you got to understand, we're all visual creatures.
Go ahead, Reggie.
I don't mind pet names, but people have to be mindful when you use that towards somebody you don't really know. Mm-hmm. You got a lot of mentally unstable folks in this country.
Say that again. Say that again.
And when you're talking about, hey, sweetheart, or hey, baby, or hey, boo, that person, they mind, may be thinking something totally different than what you just said. Unless you got a feeling about that individual, I would just say, Mr. So-and-so, Madam So-and-so, and be done with it. Because you don't know how that person on the other end is going to take it. Yeah, that might be your culture. That may be how you do things. But you have to be mindful. Everybody ain't going to receive what you said in a playful manner. Somebody may take that thing on a serious manner. Oh, she called me sweetheart. She must like me. She must love me.
That part.
Yeah. So be mindful of what you're saying to people you don't know. That's what I'm saying.
And Sherry says, and I'm a little concerned about this, I prefer to be called by my alter ego name. Okay, we need to find this out at the after party.
What is that? What name is that?
This is interesting.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Hot mama? What?
This is cause for grave concern, Miss Sherry. You need to share this with us. I'm
Ego nut.
Definitely.
yeah, and Wanda said I'm okay with pet names. And now here's Sherry. Yes, I hate the daddy and mommy thing.
That part, I don't do daddy. Mm-mm. My daddy dead. Mm-mm. No, I'm not
Yeah,
calling.
I'm
And
not
also,
keen on that one either.
especially if you're in the throes of passion, I'm not calling you daddy. That's nasty. You got issues. Mm-mm.
The throes of passion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's other terminology to be used in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, I don't want to
In the
know.
private confounds of the area.
Zaddy Boo thing. Is that your is that her alternative name?
That is Blue thing.
no, I think that's what she was referring to.
That is Blue
Him?
Whoever.
I don't know. And she also says yes because sexy means that you exude beauty of a sexual nature. Hey, beautiful is better if you must. Wait a minute. Whoa. Oh, I thought I saw something. Okay, I thought I saw something, but never mind. False alarm. And I despise that. I am not your mama, and you're sure not my daddy. So we can't use the term sugar mama anymore, right?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
And Erica Joy says a dude called me mommy one time, and it turned me off completely. I see why some men find it weird when they're called daddy now. I wonder when did all of that start though. Wait a minute, here's Sherry. No telling what will come out of the throes of passion.
It ain't that one. I'm not thinking about my daddy.
What you think about? Never mind.
And you cackled a little too hard about that.
Minds going in places where they should not go. Y'all need to repent.
Oh man, let me see. Jenna says you have to put big in front of the daddy, not just. What's the difference, Jenna?
It's still just.
What's the difference?
It's also, I would not date anybody that has my brother's name. So all Kevins are off the. If you have Kevin, we can't date.
You know what?
Or my son's name.
You know what? You make a good point. Because it would be hard for me to. I'm telling on myself. Hard for me to date someone who may look like a relative of mine.
Mm-hmm.
That make you look like you look like my cousin Elmo. No, we can't do that right there.
Mm-hmm.
Or don't laugh, Steve. This is serious business right here. Or you look like a famous celebrity, a male celebrity. Then we got a serious issue right there too. There's a lot of triggers like that. So, like you said, if you don't have, if you're not named after a family member, then yes, Shannon, is you looking crazy?
Huh?
Okay.
No, I was gonna say something about the whole sexy comment and yes, we should be mindful of the things that we say, but I think that I don't mind who I'm dating to say that to me. I don't. Great. I'm glad you think I am. Awesome. I guess for me, I just don't take things that serious. I'm just not, when it comes to the pet names or sugar and I have this one lady that works with me. She calls everybody Sugarfoot. Like, just this stuff ain't that serious to me. But I do understand that it may be serious to some people, just like Reggie said. You never know. But it ain't to me at all.
And Venus, could you explain this for us? It is the face for me. Kind of explain that for me, okay? And Natasha said, I can't.
About Shannon.
Oh, okay, might be. I can't get with calling someone daddy. It would sound so fake. And Andrea Jenkins says, isn't it men though who will say who's your daddy?
No.
Hmm.
I mean,
And it
Some.
first of all,
some would do that.
you ain't from my loins, so no. No.
You don't like it, Reggie, but some people do.
No, daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they forgot to put the sugar in front of it. Sugar daddy.
Sweet daddy, big daddy, sugar daddy.
Sweet Daddy Williams.
Sweet Daddy Williams.
Okay.
Well, Big Daddy Warbucks. Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes I guess maybe it's a mood that you're in. Like, wow, I just saw a picture of Keena. So let's just say, hey, sexy, what's up? Because maybe that picture she just posted, just created an atmosphere. Maybe I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I'm just trying to be. So I think maybe some mood.
I get you.
Hey, sexy, what's it? Yeah.
But what if that's your first time conversing with her though?
Yeah.
Do you think that would be appropriate though?
No.
That's the issue right there.
It's the first time.
Like, you shouldn't lead
You
with
don't know
that.
that person.
And this is a Mississippi woman, so you definitely playing with your life right there.
Okay, South Mississippi.
Thank you.
Even can't help it if she's sexy.
Sure, okay.
And they just look. And Steve just want to let you know.
What's wrong with just saying hello, Mrs.
Steve
Keena?
said his eyes work. Okay, his eyes
that's
work.
right, Reginald. Yeah, Reginald.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
That wasn't what he was thinking at that time. Steve said his eyes work. What you're not going to do is play him like his eyes don't work. His eyes work. He said, and he sees sexiness over there, and that's what he's going to call it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I guess it's a mode. It's like that's how I feel right now. Hey, sexy,
Wait. That's how you feel, right? Oh.
Mike, I like the fact that you got them side by side too. This makes it even better.
Lord, bless
Yes. Wow. Hello, Keena, come through.
Lord. But sexy is okay. Sexy is one of the things like, I know I'm sexy, but this is where I have seen like the pet name go bad. Like in the corporate, don't.
Right.
It's weird, like, And I've seen where people have done this. They will call a person of color by pet name, but we're in a meeting, but you won't call that a Caucasian person by that pet name. And that's a level of respect. So it can, pet names really should be for the person that they are intended for and the level of relationship that you have with that person. And it shouldn't go. Yeah, it shouldn't go past. Our the way that we speak with everybody's different. Like we code switch. Your code switch is gonna be different.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things I'm gonna say to certain people, and other things I'm not gonna say to y'all.
Right. Right.
You're not gonna catch me no trick bag.
Right.
I like to work.
And some places, pet names should not be said.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Professional settings, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
They should not. I agree.
Don't do it in church. Please don't do it in church.
Oh no.
No, that's another place. Mhm.
Yeah. Hallelujah, Sister Sexy. No, that doesn't. You know that.
Now,
They come behind you. Hey, sweet thing, how you doing?
Especially
Now-
in fellowship moments.
Yeah, what I was going to say is
Moment.
older people do it though. Older people do that in church. Come here, sugar. Come here, baby. And so it's like it's not. Those are pet names, but it's just
Yeah.
used in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know, those
It's just used
land,
differently.
those don't land nowhere because you know who it's coming from.
Yeah.
You know, if it's an older mother in the church calling you sweetheart,
That's different.
come on, that's different.
So
Then
if I say
somebody
that
that's
to you,
22
then
years of age calling you something like that, that's a little different ball.
so if I say to you, "Come here, sugar," it's gonna land differently than if an older woman said it.
If I didn't know you, yes, but see, I know you, so I don't pay no mind.
Good.
Now, Sherry
Now, come here,
says,
sugar.
I like a big man, so I'm going to call him Big Something because I love it.
Well, what if he's in the process of trying to lose weight and get slim, and you try to push him back to where he was?
I mean, he could still be big. Never mind. Go ahead. Read that.
He can still be.
Read that. Read that.
Mm.
Just saying. Don't mean everything lost now. Hopefully. What the comment say?
I don't know if you're simple, hello, or sweetie, or even beautiful is okay, but sexy is
Come on
not.
back here, Mike. Come on back.
Oh, that's all I'm saying. Don't lose it all now.
Okay.
You gotta do some things you need to keep.
Exactly.
What's wrong with beautiful or handsome? Not using sexy. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And make sure alcohol is not involved in the situation.
This is true.
Because alcohol make you say some things that you normally wouldn't say.
Alcohol makes you say things that you want to say, but you don't have the courage to do so.
Exactly. Alcohol enhances your personality.
And Sherry said, just keep that playground.
Yeah, because we like a playground.
Which one?
You know.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay.
There goes the neighborhood.
Playgrounds can be good, but it could be a unsafe place too.
Never.
Oh,
if you get what I'm saying.
Oh man.
Hazardous kids.
Well, oh yeah. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
Erica Joyce says with
gasoline draws.
With gasoline draws.
Yeah, it's talking about somebody going to hell.
And Latasha Swift, glad to hear from you. I understand, Mike. When called big sex, it's a trigger for me. I don't like being referenced to big anything. Now that's something, right? Why y'all looking like that?
Yeah, women have more of a problem with that than men have, because there's two things that you don't ask a woman: is her age and how much she weighs. But while some guys get around and ask you what your dress size is, and so it catches women off guard. They say, I'm a 18. Well, you didn't tell them how much you weigh in. So we got a way of going around and getting information that we need to get without being offensive.
How can we get information without being offensive to you guys?
Yes.
Like, what do? We ask you what shoe size you. What's your shoe size?
Does ask.
What's your shoe size?
I mean, that's you using that for an example, right?
Don't ask me.
How big are your hands?
What's your pants size?
So wait a minute. What are you trying to implicate when it comes to shoe size and hand size? What are you trying to implicate? Are you talking about an area of the body that we're not discussing?
Are we?
Is that what you're trying to get to?
What's your shoe size?
Let's put it on the table. If you ask the guy his shoe size, or you look at his hands, you looking at
I'm
that
using
for a
your
very specific
example.
reason. It ain't
I'm
because
using
they
your
like you.
example. You said that you have ways to get information without directly saying that. And I said, we do the same thing. What's your shoe size, baby? How
But
big
that's
you
a whole
in?
different thing.
It doesn't matter. It's still information that you're not asking directly, that you go around the way to get
Your
it.
feet ain't gonna shrink, but your body can.
Some things do shrink.
Things to shrink.
Well, that's true too, but I'm not
Okay,
getting that.
okay.
This is a G-rated show.
I don't feel like it.
Ain't nobody cheering up in here.
That's what I'm saying. It's at 9 o'clock at night. What are you cheering at? 10 o'clock.
The kids are
Just
sleeping.
saying.
Y'all done got Mike eating them M&M's. That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign.
I told you we did not call alone. We did not call alone.
Well, Mike, you put this subject out, so.
Oh, well.
As I say, the door is open. People gonna walk through it.
Bernice Stevens says, lots of pet names called in Southern communities and done so innocently.
Yeah,
I can't even talk tonight.
Sweetie, honey,
Innocently.
sugar pie.
Yeah.
All of those in Southern, are Southern colloquialisms. But we're talking about sexy is not a normally a Southern thing that you say.
Just don't call me late for dinner. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Okay.
The rest of that stuff we can deal with.
Okay.
Hot Tuesday. You ain't lying about that. Yeah, let's see. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you so much, though. Oh, I don't even know if I should. Well,
Let's go to the next one.
But this
Go. I need to read that one at the bottom.
I know. Well, this place already went to pot already, though. So I might as well. Here we go, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all read it, though. I'm not gonna read it. I'm not reading it. So go ahead.
It's not about the size of the boat. It's about how that motor run, baby.
And it needs to be a Buick.
Wow. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
He said pole. Okay,
Right.
but
great choice of words, Reg.
Sherry, I know. No. Boy, y'all. Boy, either way.
Yes.
I can't even function right now.
Oops.
Now it finally kicks in. Okay, yeah, boy, y'all. Either way. Sherry says, I don't like younger people calling me boo, mommy, sweetie, or honey. Okay.
Would you prefer ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, younger women or younger men?
Younger people. But Sherry, but come on, you don't feel any way that a young dude, and you could be a cougar, that don't make you feel some kind of way that make you feel special? Or any of the sisters on the panel? A younger fella approach y'all?
And say what? Sweetie, honey?
Yeah.
Again, those things don't bother me. I'm
hey, mama.
It ain't
not
that big.
Part. Not
it ain't that big of a deal to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. It's more important things. I don't get bent out of shape by that kind of stuff. As long as you're not saying anything derogatory or disrespectful towards me, I'm okay. Whatever.
I get you. Hey, that's
don't
hey.
You don't flip and call me the B word.
Okay.
Then there might have to be some smoke in the city.
Just because I'm not saying, I'm not reacting in the way that you think I should react.
You know what? Monica Turk asked a good question. Are you a cougar if the younger men come at you? Does it matter who comes at who first? Does it make a difference?
Live your life, Monica.
Still a cougar if a young person approaches or not. I mean, age is what determines the cougerness.
No.
If a woman is 49 and a boy is 35, she's a cougar.
That's if she's dating someone younger. That's what's considered it to be cougar-ish. But even still, I'm like, man, people live your life. You ain't got no one.
I dated a cougar.
Tell us about it.
Do tell.
Tell us about it.
Actually, I was in a relationship for 21 years with a cougar.
What was the difference? What was the age difference?
15 years.
Okay. Okay. And how was it?
It was awesome. I would never find another love like that ever.
Okay.
And when she died, I spoke at her funeral and I quoted the wedding vows word for word. Usually I have to have the book in front of me to read it. But that particular time, it just came out of my spirit. I said, and death do us part. And death will not take that love away.
Come on now.
Okay.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Oh, hey Sasha, how you doing? I'm glad to have you here. Oh, I didn't know she was watching it though. Okay. Oh man, I didn't know. She might beat me, but I can't even operate. Y'all just got me messed up this day. Latasha Smith said the only thing. Wait, I should have read this first before I put this up here. The only thing a young man can do for me is to introduce me to his daddy, uncle, or grandpa. Okay. Well,
different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
I maybe did the opposite way.
Okay.
The only old man can do for me.
You know what? I know what. I'm not even gonna even repeat that though. It's funny though. Hey, glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. She does a great Bible study though. So just letting y'all know. And Erica, so what? Some of y'all need it tonight, but so what you prefer to be called? And I apologize in advance. I know the context is different, but I catch myself saying that or yes sir to the men just out of respect. That's just how I was raised. I almost got my teeth knocked out if I didn't. Ooh, okay. Oh goodness. I just prefer if you want to say it's like this. If we're not in a relationship, a romantic relationship, and you're a young lady that's younger than me, yes sir, Mr. Walker, or your highness. You know what?
But you know that, but that yes sir can be very sexualized. Yes sir.
However,
yes, sir.
If
sir.
in the
come on, sir,
unlikely chance that I may date a young lady that's young enough to be my daughter, well, she could say. Why y'all looking at me like that? She could say Michael. She could say Michael or Mikey.
Okay, Mikey.
Or the king or what have you. But and Sherry's old man give you worms. Okay. Wait a minute. Now I don't know what she's talking about. What Jenna saying. If they smell like sanitation, then it's a
smell like sanitation.
Lord have mercy. Wow.
Where you get them people from?
Sanitation.
No. That's
Mikey. Okay, Mikey.
You know what? No what?
Mr. Mikey.
No. Let it stay right there. It's time for this show to end right now. We out of time. Let me end this right now. Oh, we are out of time.
Mr. Mikey.
No. Let it stay. I can't even talk. Keita, you may have to close this out tonight. We are out of time, folks. We are out of time. Thank y'all. Where's the announcements, y'all? I can't get it fast enough.
This tastes like
we're gonna have the after party immediately following this broadcast. We're gonna post the link up in the post. It's a Zoom party. Join in and have a great time. And then this coming Saturday, from the east to the west, from sunrise to sunset. But we may have a different host this coming Saturday. So just keep your eyes open for this, though. You know, there had to be some changes made around here, though.
Mike will eat anything.
So, you know what?
Ooh, I was thinking that, Keena. I was thinking and I wasn't going to say it.
Well,
and then next Tuesday, the madness starts all over again.
I was thinking it. I wasn't gonna say it. But I swear I was thinking it. Ooh. Yes, Mikey. Go on. Come on, Mikey.
That's why, Monica, that's why I was trying to hurry up before they went to that part right there.
I was not gonna say it, but I swear I was thinking.
Oh, goodness.
Thanks, Keena. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
so, are we going to have a different host because the original host is going to be preoccupied?
We gonna have, just keep your ears open. We're gonna have I might just do it myself until we get a replacement. So
yes, Mikey, do it. Do it.
Do it.
Yes, sir. Yes.
thank you all so much for joining us this night on Tuesday Talk.
So he done found your M&M, huh?
And join us next week.
Melt in your mouth, not in your hand.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
She said your lip twitching.
It's happening for you.
She said your lip twitching.
Listen.
It's a love thing.
You know what?
Give
And
it
we'll
to
see y'all.
Mikey.
We'll see y'all next week. We may have a brand new panel next week. So we'll see y'all next week. Thank you for your support. Thank you. I gotta find the closing credits. I can't function tonight. Thank y'all so much. See y'all next week. Bye, y'all. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Let's take some time and think for a minute. What's going on? And are we with it? I don't know phone calls away, but if no one calls, it's another day. How can I explain to you what I feel and what is true? And how can I